Hey guys, it is Damak here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're back for part 5 of my F1 2019 career mode. We're here in Azerbaijan, in Baku, for round 4 of the season. As you can see there, we've got new developments. The general maintenance package which we got last time out in China at the end of the episode, that has come through. So there's going to be a bit more of reliability, I hope. But looking through our parts right here, if you can see, the ICE is looking very worn. So straight away we're going to get another R&D upgrade. We're going to increase the durability on the ICE, which is the only main worry so far for myself. We're going to develop that. Failure chance of 0%, so hopefully it doesn't fail. We're going to develop that. It should be here by Spain. The reason I'm saying this is because if we look at it now, it's got 66% wear, whereas the rest of them have 35% tops. So this is, I'm over revving the car, which means this is wearing out. So that's why I'm buying these upgrades, just so it doesn't wear as quickly. So I think we're going to move on to the second one before Baku right now. So we're going to move on to the second ICE component. We've got 3. So we're surely going to have to take a penalty for that sometime throughout the season. And then if you look at the gearbox as well, we've completed 3 races. We need to complete 6. And the wear is at 49%. So we need to watch out. We can maybe do Baku and then we might have to take a penalty for Spain. I'm unsure about this. We'll have to see anyway how it goes. So I think it's time to head into practice 1 here in Baku. The long straights will suit our Mercedes power. In the last few races, on especially China, down the back straight we were so quick. So hopefully we can. This will happen again today here in Baku. Let's head into practice 1. Do all the hopefully we'll do all the practice programs and not crash out. But yeah, our first taste of a street circuit here in Formula 1, and let's head into practice. So we managed to pass the track acclimatization, tyre management and fuel management one. I made a mistake on my qualifying pace one, so I didn't really get that one done. I've not got time to go out to do another one, but I think I'm just going to head into qualifying anyway for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. 4th round of the season for us, 4th round in Formula 1 for ourselves. Per unit, let's see, that's saying 5% already on the ICE.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway.
Come on, Perez, mate, get out my way. So after being hindered by my teammate through basically the castle section, we're now coming to the end of the lap. We're getting a bit of slipstream off this Williams, I think. Don't know who it is, of Robert Kubica. Down the main straight, where does that lap put us? 7th place so far in Q1. We're very close to Raikkonen. We're losing so much time behind the fin. On our final lap here, as he ducks out the way, we've lost about 3/10 though on this lap due to Raikkonen. We're not going to have DRS on any Williams before the line this time. Our final lap in Q1, where does it put us? We're currently P13. We go P9. Behind Daniel Ricciardo and in front of Lucas Weber. There's 40 seconds left in the session. Just hopefully we can get into Q2. As Butler is leading the set, I don't know what slipstream Butler had, but he's currently leading. There's a yellow flag. Oh, that's for me, never mind. So Devin Butler tops the timesheets for Haas by 2/10 ahead of Ferrari. Devin Butler's in first while his teammates down in 13th. Roman Grosjean struggling there, as we are also struggling compared to our teammate. We're 5/10 behind Perez, but I'm blaming that on Kimi Raikkonen, who did go out in this session. Alex Albon, Giovinazzi, Kubica and Russell also joined him. But we get through with P10. I don't think we're going to be able to get into Q3. We are kind of struggling on with just a lap together. We lost a few tenths behind Raikkonen though, but still we're kind of struggling. Valtteri Bottas down in P12 on the medium tyres, but I think it's time to go into Q2. So we come around the last proper corner on this lap. We're about 1.4 seconds up on our time. We've got no slipstream from anybody as we come towards the line. We're at 1.38. Yeah, we seem to be climbing now on the straight. So 1.4 seconds up on our time. Where does it put us in this lap? We're the last one to complete a lap. Where do we go with that time? Oh, it's P11. It's P11. If only we had a little bit of slipstream, we may have been able to get through. So Lewis Hamilton tops Q2 with Perez second and Butler third. What is it with Butler? He's got an insane setup on that car. Or maybe he's just rapid in street circuits. We nearly got past Max Verstappen. We were 500ths behind Max Verstappen at the end of the session, as Hulkenberg, Norris, Kvyat and Lucas Weber go out with us at that session. Oh, I'm so disappointed. It looked so good. It looked like it was going to be such a good lap.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Gasly, Devon Butler and Grosjean, Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo and McDonald, Norris, Kvyat, Charles Leclerc and Weber, Albon, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica, Russell and Nico Hulkenberg completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So penalties shaping up the grid here today in Baku, as Hulkenberg and Leclerc get a penalty. Leclerc's down to 13th. Hulkenberg is at the rear of the grid. Looking at the race strategy then, session forecast looks dry, so that should not be an issue. We could go into the hard tires to start off with, but since it's a street circuit, I'll probably end up losing an end plate or something, so I'm going to keep it on the mediums. We're going to lower the fuel just a little bit, and we're going to head onto the formation lap here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So the Mercedes have lined up at the front of the grid. We're just coming to our grid slot now. Here in P10, we're on the medium tyres. I think we're the highest one on the mediums, unless the top 4 are. We've got Ricciardo in front of us, our rival Norris behind us, as Hulkenberg has now lined up on the grid in P20. So we're here, the lights are now illuminated above us for round 4 of the season here in Baku. It's lights out and away we go for this race. We've got such a bad start. Norris is dart to the outside. He's going to cut on the inside of us. We nearly get hit. Kvyat tries to go around the outside. We've just not got the start procedure from the start of the season. As Kvyat tries to go around the outside, that's just not happening, mate. We're going to push you off. But Norris has jumped us at the start. We just can't get to start properly. We get so much wheel spin, and it's been like that the whole season. Down towards turn 3. Norris is not under pressure from me yet. Through turn 18 and 19. We've put it into overtake mode. We're going to try and get Norris as we start lap 2 just about. We're in the slipstream of Lando Norris, our rival in this career. We dip to the inside of Norris, and as we start lap 2, we're just in front of our fellow Brit as we come into turn 1. Next up is Daniel Ricciardo. So we do a Kimi Raikkonen off of the basically final proper corner. Hit the curb and we just spun a bit round. Lando Norris is now in our slipstream. We've got Charles Leclerc closing in as well. Down the main straight. We're using overtake mode and rich mix. We're pulling away just about from Lando Norris. I'm surprised he's not overtaking because he's got the slipstream as well. In towards turn 1, DRS is now enabled. And I think Ricciardo is still in front. He was having a battle there with Butler, or was it Grosjean and Perez? But Norris down in towards turn 2 goes for the move. We were not expecting that. He's caught us snapping there. He also gets DRS down the straight. We're side by side with Lando Norris. We've just pulled back past him, and Leclerc is also closing. We're going to go defensive towards Charles Leclerc as he tries to round the outside of turn 4. We're going to push him wide And he's back behind us. And nice wee battle there as we've locked up actually into turn 4. We've been hit there by Charles Leclerc. Don't think there's any damage to herself. But Charles Leclerc has hit us there into the braking zone of turn 15. He's probably got damage. I think I saw a bit of wing flying along the ground. We should get a beast of a tow down the main straight as Grosjean is right in front of us. We're going to pass him just before the DRS detection line. I think we've actually got DRS. We have done so. We just passed him after the detection line. Down towards turn 1. We've got the slipstream on Daniel Ricciardo. Are we going to go for a lunge? No, he moves over just slightly and that put me off there. But we've moved up to P9 at the expense of Romain Grosjean. Next up is the Renault of Ricciardo. So looking at a replay of the race start for round 4 of the season here in Azerbaijan. It was a Mercedes front row lockout and they both got away well, but who didn't get away well? It was ourselves, and towards turn 1 we were 3 wide with Kvyat and Leclerc. That was our own fault. We just can't seem to get a good start in this career mode as Hamilton led the field away down towards turn 2 and extended that gap towards turn 3. As Vettel's also, I think, got damage. He's going very, very slow, and Ricciardo's dived past him. We can't dive up his inside to turn 8. That is not a very smart move from ourselves. Through turn 18 and turn 19, Vettel is slow. I think he's got front wing damage just like his teammate does. So we come towards the detection point. We're behind him once again. Ricciardo is all over the place trying to attack Gasly. Perez is slowing. We've just made a triple overtake on the straight. Can we make a quadruple overtake? As we come towards turn 1, we're going to go to the inside of Gasly. And can we make it under braking? Yes, we can. We've gone a bit deep, but we have made it stick. As Gasly's going to try again, and so is Ricciardo up the inside of Gasly in towards turn 2. They're side by side, and what happened there? My teammate slowed down. I think Ricciardo hit him, or at least just about hit him. But that was so close there. A quadruple overtake on the straight for ourselves. We're up into P5 and Verstappen is next. As into the pits comes Verstappen and also Devon Butler, who was sitting in P3 in this race before he came into the pits. The two Mercedes I think are leading. It will be the two Mercedes yet. They haven't come in for their stops yet. We were meant to come into the pits this lap, but we're just going to leave it one more lap. Maybe see what Norris does behind us. As into turn 1 we come. I think Bottas is coming out just alongside us. As Valtteri Bottas here is coming out of the pits just in front of us. We will have DRS in towards turn 3. But is there any point? There's no point in trying to overtake Bottas because he's just going to overtake me anyway. He's just out the pits. We're closing rapidly actually onto Valtteri Bottas, but we're not going to make a move into turn 3 as he nearly clips the inside wall. I'm just seeing a massive train going into turn 8, so I'm not going to pit just yet as we nearly lose the back end there on the curb. My life flashed before my eyes there. So we went through, I think it was turn 14. So as Bottas sets the fastest lap of the race, we're going to come into the pit lane. We're very slow into the pits here. So we're coming in for... Oh, the safety car's out. Safety car's just come out as we come into the pits. We're in for a set of soft tyres. As Charles Leclerc is out of the session. Charles Leclerc is out of the session as we've just gone over the white. What? Why is it paused? So Charles Leclerc is out of the race after starting P13. I'm just thinking here, have we been screwed over because we've come in for the softs and then we're going to dip onto the mediums in a few laps? Have we just ruined our chances here? We're meant to put again on like lap 15 to 17, so that'll be like lap 19. Have we ruined our chances basically of getting anywhere in this race because we've switched onto the softs just as the safety car was coming out? I don't really think that's my fault, but oh well. We're here in P10. We've got George Russell behind us on the hard compound. Okay, I didn't expect that today, to see a Williams in P11, but you know, it is F1 2019. Anything can happen. So it was a mechanical failure for Charles Leclerc. It wasn't an engine blowout because there was no smoke. He was just slowly crawling back to the pits. I don't know what was up with Leclerc there, but it's sad to see him retiring from the Grand Prix. He just pulled over just before the pit lane. Don't know why they don't program it to go into the pit lane, but he stopped before the pit lane, and that's Charles Leclerc out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So hopefully the safety car is in this lap. It is coming in this lap, as we've got 10% wear on our rear tyres. We're only going to be on this until like lap 18, as we need to get ready for the race start. As the safety car is racing down the main straight, it will be Lewis Hamilton, who's still in first place after making his second pit stop. He will be getting us underway here, and I think he has done so. No, he hasn't. We're waiting for the green flag, and we're going to guess when he's going to go. We've gone alongside Verstappen. We can't overtake yet. Yes, we can. We're going to try go up the inside of Verstappen, as we've done so on the restart. We have done that. We're next up is Bottas. We're already losing the back end. We're on the faster tyre, but Bottas has pulled away dramatically from ourselves. I think he's got Vettel in front of him. That'll be an incentive to pass the German for the Finn. Both the McLarens are in the top 3 right now, as Albon is going side by side with Devon Butler. Alex Albon is battling with Butler right now, and this is holding everyone up. This is great for ourselves. We might be able to do another quadruple overtake down the straight. As Verstappen is also joining in the battle. We're on the back of Bottas. We're going to switch to the inside of turn 20. Vettel does a nice wee weave in front of us. DRS is not enabled yet. Albon slows down dramatically. We're going to pull up the slipstream of Sebastian Vettel down the main straight. We're still behind Vettel. Into turn 1, we're not going to be able to do it. Can we do a switch back on Vettel? No, we can't. We nearly lose it on the curbs though. That was a close one. So we got past Bottas and also Albon on the straight. Weren't able to get past Vettel and Butler, who seemed to get away quite easily. There was no DRS, so that would have helped us dramatically, but thankfully we got ahead of Bottas. We're in P4. Still need to change onto the mediums though at the end. They want us to come into the pits this lap. I don't think our tyres are that bad. 22%. Can do like 2 more laps, as we're nearly wide through turn 19. Vettel goes to the inside on Butler, makes contact with the Haas as we're coming down towards turn 1, or to start lap 16 now. We're going to make it 3 wide as we go to the inside on Devon Butler and also on Sebastian Vettel in towards turn 1. Can we get it stopped? Yes, we can. We push a Ferrari wide, but he's still ahead of Devon Butler. We're up into P2, and I never thought I'd say that we're in P2 in Baku. Mental race, but Hamilton seems to be pulling away. So we come round turn 20 now. We're going to come into the pits at the end of this lap. We're going to come in for a set of mediums. I don't know what Butler's doing. I think he's also staying out. So we come into the pit lane. Very close to getting a penalty as well. So we're in the pit lane. Butler has followed us. It's going to be a race of the 2 teams to see who can get out quickest. We're into the pit box. And we're out of our pit box, and Butler seems to have closed up just a little bit. Where are we going to come out in this race? It is P13. P14 as Vettel goes past, and Norris is on our outside now as we nearly make contact with our fellow Brit as we exit the pit lane. We don't though, and we've got the DRS on Sebastian Vettel down towards turn 3. It's not going to be a move. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. We're using Rich and overtake, and we're catching up to Vettel down the straight. Can we get the Ferrari on the straight before we even activate DRS? Yes, we can. We get it done on Vettel. He's going to have DRS down towards turn 3 on ourselves, so this might not have been a good strategy plan to overtake him there. But next up is Antonio Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo. So we're on the back of Giovinazzi. He goes defensive though. So we get it under power off of turn 16. We've got him, but down the straight he will have DRS, and so will Sebastian Vettel. I don't think we're going to get DRS on Kubica. I don't think. Oh, we did get DRS on Kubica. It's alright. We've pulled away from Giovinazzi down the straight. Next up is Robert Kubica in a Mercedes power car, just like myself. Quite quick down the straights, and into turn 1. He's still stuck behind Daniel Ricciardo. Got DRS on Robert Kubica. He goes defensive, and we literally cannot get past the pole into turn 3 because he goes so defensive. We're going to try the switchback maneuver on the Polish driver, and we're back past him. And next up is the Renault Ricciardo. We started right behind Daniel Ricciardo. We're right behind him once again on the road. We've got Daniel Ricciardo in our sights down the main straight. Hopefully we get him after the detection point, as we have done so. We've got the slipstream and also the DRS now, and we're up into P10. We've got points so far, provisionally anyway, in this race. So we come down towards turn 1. So we come through the sweeping left and right hander on the back of Kimi Räikkönen. We're going to get him after the detection point as well. So we do have DRS on Kimi Räikkönen as we synchronizingly move out, just as Grosjean does as well. We're past Kimi Räikkönen, and we're also right behind Nico Hülkenberg down the straight. We're not past him yet. Actually, we've gone around the outside. We've outbraked ourselves, and we've moved around the outside. He gives us a nudge, does Hülkenberg, but we're ahead of the German. He's battling us into turn 2. We've kept the position well, and we've also got DRS down in towards turn 3 on the exit of turn 2. That was close. I didn't mean to overtake him on the outside. I basically just outbraked myself, and to be fair, it did work out well. On the back of Grosjean, we also get DRS. I'm just holding back to get DRS on the straight because it's much better, as the two Red Bulls are battling with George Russell, and they've actually overtaken him. Both Red Bulls have gone past the Williams on the straight, and that's George Russell down into P6. So we're on the back of Verstappen and George Russell, who is keeping the Red Bull at bay. Somehow I'm a bit confused at that. Williams are meant to be like 3 seconds a lap off the pace in this game, but they're not. So you know, what can you do? But we're catching up to Red Bull. Anyway, we're on a different strategy to them, and this strategy is paying off. We're on the inside of Max Verstappen. We're past the Dutchman. We're going a bit understeery through turn 19, but we got it sorted. We've also got DRS on George Russell down towards turn 1. Max Verstappen will not be happy with me as I've done that. As we're on the back of George Russell, we go up the inside. Easy does it in towards turn 1. I don't know how the Red Bulls can't do that themselves, as Russell's down to P6. Gasly's made a mistake there. He's going to force us wide though into turn 5. We're going to try round the outside. We force the Frenchman. We go into neutral there for a second. Why is it giving us a different strategy? No, I don't. I'm keeping my current. Why are you giving me a new strategy? There's no point. There's one lap left, basically. As we're past Gasly. Next up is my teammate Perez, who looks like he's going to get a podium and all the points. More points than myself. There's no way we can chase him down. He's also on the mediums. I don't know how long he's been on them for. So Lewis Hamilton has won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We've got Pierre Gasly right behind me, and also Sebastian Vettel. Can we take P4 home for Racing Point? And a good points haul there with Perez coming home in third. Gasly does not look like he's going to be able to get me on the straight. And you know what? We've got it. We've got P4 on the straight. Looks like it's going to be a drag race between Gasly and Vettel. I don't know who finished ahead. But ourselves, we got P4 here in Azerbaijan. What an exciting race that was. P10 to P4. Our first proper good points haul this season. And I couldn't be happier right now. Lewis Hamilton leads home another Mercedes 1-2 as Sergio Perez grabs the final podium position. Ourselves, we get P4, a fantastic result for ourselves. I'm so happy with that. Vettel jumps Pierre Gasly at the line by 1/1000th of a second. If you look there, 1/1000th of a second separated Vettel and Gasly, and I'll probably show something on the screen right now to show that. Anyway, Romain Grosjean in the P7. George Russell, I don't understand how, on the one stop has got P8. A fantastic strategy call from Williams there, but it's just, I don't know, is it realistic? It could be, but I don't know. The lap time is realistic because he's so slow compared to everyone else. Butler gets P9, Verstappen just gets home in P10. I don't know what happened there to Max Verstappen, he just didn't seem to have the pace today. His fastest lap was, he was on a one stop, that's why he was so slow. Hamilton extends his lead of the driver standings ahead of Sebastian Vettel. He's 24 points behind now, is Vettel. Bottas also climbs some positions but has dropped back from his teammate. Gasly jumps up to P4, Leclerc falls down to P5 and Verstappen behind him in P6. Sergio Perez stays in P7, but ourselves, we jump up from P14, I believe it was, towards P8, where we're now on 14 points and we've jumped a load of our rivals. So Mercedes extend their lead at the top of the standings with that 1-2 finish plus the fastest lap point. The top 4 are all the same as the last round. With ourselves, we've just gained points compared to Haas and Renault. Williams jump up to P8 with that finish. I doubt they're going to get any more points this season. And Toro Rosso, surprisingly, are the only team to not score any points yet this season. We should have 4 upgrades for the next race weekend, 2 of them in aero, 1 in chassis and 1 on the durability for the ICE. Talking about the ICE, after 1 race weekend, we're already at 21% wear, so we need this upgrade to come in. The gearbox is very worn, 68%. We might take a penalty for Spain. So guys, after that fantastic result here in Baku, it's always crazy here. I'm so delighted with that. But if you look, Perez, better drivers over the other side, is a lot more points ahead of me. But hopefully in Spain we can catch up. I don't think we'll get such a fantastic result in Spain because it's not as dramatic or anything. Not much happens. But thank you guys ever so much for watching this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe for more of my F1 2019 career mode. Perez is giving me a dodgy look. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in Spain.